On Saturday, June, what was it? June something? Cat reached out to me, Cat Black reached out to me and said, Auntie, it's a documentary about a white professor he is in mutually consenting relationship with a young black man who has cerebral palsy and the mindset of a toddler. She believes that he is communicating with her through a device. When she confesses her love to the family, they press charges. It's infuriating. At that time on Saturday, I told Miss Cat, honey, that sounds grotesque and something I can't handle. So glad that Cat reached out and that I changed my mind. Because tonight we're going to talk about the strange case of Anna Stubblefield. And boy, are we going to talk about it Auntie style. Y'all ready? Let's do it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even fuckers?
Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties that way. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, and this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here the long haul, I thank you all so much for your continued support. Y'all, let me tell you, this story is extremely captivating. It is infuriating. It will have you feeling all kinds of ways, and we're going to talk about it tonight. Auntie's advice. Now, this show is currently being shown on Netflix. The title of the show is called Tell Them That You Love Me. And the premise of the show, this is a true story of a doctor by the name of Anna Stubblefield. Child. In this documentary, Tell Them You Love Me, a relationship between a married white professor and a black man, right? With cerebral palsy sparks controversy when the man's mother alleges that her son is incapable of consent, leading to a nationwide debate over power dynamics, disability, and race. They said it's a complex film about some very nuanced ideas. And they said before I believe it is the producer said, for him, it's about became enmeshed in a tragedy together. So he said that he came to the story originally via a New York Times article maybe 10 years ago and was he said he sat on the fault lines of so many big social questions around race, sexuality, and disability. So Anna Stubblefield was a professor at Rutgers University. Okay. And she was originally convicted in 2015 of actually assaulting Derek Johnson, a nonverbal man with cerebral palsy. So I'm going to now go into, I'm going to be going back and forth, just kind of giving you all of you all who haven't seen it, just a little background about the particular case and how I felt about watching the documentary. So we meet her. She is at home. I just want to I just want to put that out there. She's at home. She's talking to us from the comfort of her home. And she is giving us her background about her career, how she started off. Her mother was into this, what do they call it, y'all? It's called FC, functional communications. They always got to put a label on some her mother was into this, and so her mother, also, child, I don't even know what to call these people, because like seriously, I got to get myself together on what I'm going to actually call these people. But her mother was into this, and so she was documenting it, and so she was the camera person, and so she became, yes, facilitated communication. Thank you. I knew it was some child. I said functional. Okay. And her mother was into it, and she started, filming and stuff like that for her mother. And so she became very intrigued in it. And so based on that, right, she started doing a lot of research and all of that kind of stuff about, people having a right, regardless of their disability, right, to speak. And so she ended up meeting his brother, John. John was pursuing his PhD and had sat under, some of the stuff that, she was doing and stuff like that. You know how pursuing things. And so, higher education, you go and classes and all of that kind of stuff. Well, that's how he met her. And facilitated communication came up, and they were talking about, different people who are nonverbal, whether it's cerebral palsy or maybe some other disability. And so he became very intrigued with the information that he found, under under Dr. Stubblefield. And so he went to her and he mentioned, that he had a brother who had cerebral palsy, who was non-verbal. And so she was like, he wanted a referral from her, or just wanted to know, more things about, this new idea of facilitated communication. And so she said that, you can go to Stafford, they're doing some things on it, but it's going to cost you something. If you don't mind, bring him in here and I will, assist him or see what I can find out. And so, of course, he was excited about that, because as you all know, in corporate America, one of the most important things that you really need to do, right, is you really, really need to start what? Networking. So networking is powerful. It will get you in doors that you otherwise would not be able to go through. And so she was, he respected her, as Anna, Dr. Anna Stubblefield. And so, he was like, okay, good, I'm gonna bring my brother and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so she had promised a whole lot of things, right? But she really didn't promise him anything in the beginning, right? She just wanted to observe his brother. He thought that this was a fantastic opportunity for his brother to get into and all of that kind of stuff. And so, of course, they take his brother's name is Daniel. Oh, I didn't know that would be up there. I'm hoping that y'all don't see, the live thing up there that I got up there. I'm hoping y'all see it fully. So his brother Daniel, let me see if y'all can see that clearly, because I will move it. Hold on. Just 1 second. That's why I usually put it at the bottom, but I was like, lately I've been jacking that up. So hold on. Let me see if y'all can see it clearly, see his picture clearly by just looking real quick. Okay, great. Y'all can see it. So this is Daniel. And Daniel is the one who has cerebral palsy. Okay. He is nonverbal. we also meet his mother, okay, and Daisy, and this is his brother John. John said when his mother went to the hospital to have a baby, he was hoping that it was going to be a girl. And when he came home, he was excited about it. Now, Miss Daisy said that, as he began to get older and everything, he wasn't as active and everything. And she knew at that point something was wrong. And that's just the instinct of a mother, right? We can pick up on some things about our kids, right? Some parents don't like to look at it. And what? Hold on for a minute. So someone put down in the chat that Derek is his brother's name. Derek, this is Derek. The brother's name is John. And that's why I had assumed he called himself D-Man. Now she said it was because of a teacher, but am I wrong? Is this not Derek? So I'm getting confused. I'm getting ready to stop looking at the comments because Derek is right here. The brother's name is John. Okay? So I'm going to move on. Thank you for the correction. So Derek is the main character in this story. He has cerebral palsy. His mama and his brother, okay? His mama named Daisy. And this is John. John is the brother. They showed that the two of them grew up very close to one another. Loved his brother. He would play games, all that kind of stuff with his brother. He met him where he was. Okay. He met him where he was. So after they had got a diagnosis, like I said, he met Dr. Stubblefield while going through, the process of getting his PhD. Dr. Stubblefield agreed he would see his brother. So she started working with the brother and was, and basically was saying that, it was a whole lot of, how can I say this? Because I'm trying to be individuals with disabilities. And I guess she felt like, people were passing him by the wayside. So she was trying to say that he had the capability. So she said if his mother said that if he wanted something, he would tap it, or if he wanted something to eat, he would go to the refrigerator, stuff like that, right? Because he's nonverbal. That means that he doesn't communicate. And so when he took him to Dr. Stubblefield was trying to see where he was on that particular spectrum. And so she said that at first she started like putting little papers and pictures in front of him to see if he can identify with stuff. Once she said that she got to, past that point, then she started putting 3-letter words together, CAT, BAT, you know what I'm saying, to see whether or not he could do that. And then after that, she said that she ended up putting, this little keyboard in front of him, and the keyboard recorded everything. So basically they indicated in the beginning of during this period that everything that went into the case was on this keyboard. Okay. So after after they, okay, she said that she had him there. He was able to, you know, type in words and stuff like that on his keyboard. And therefore, she said that is when she really started getting to know him, because he was able to do this on his own. She said the only thing that he needed was one to assist him with holding his arm up while he actually pushed the button. And they showed examples of this through other people, other professors, and I'm trying to be politically correct, but I'm just gonna go ahead and be me, because you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it funky on this. Y'all don't mind, do y'all? Because what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stop trying to be politically correct, and I'm gonna say what I got to say about this goddamn movie that I saw. She was playing, in my opinion, on the family, wanting him to be more. Here he has this. Here Daisy got this son, John excelling in life. She has a son, probably later on in age. She said that the father, that his father got the fuck out of there. Once he realized that he was disabled and had cerebral palsy, he got out of his life. And she was like, she was glad that he walked away, because at the end of the day, that's Daisy, baby. So here they now got this woman telling them that, you know, the son is more than his disability. And what family doesn't want to think that their child is more than their disability? In my opinion, she played on that. The brother is a high achiever. It is apparent that the mother is a high achiever. And you're going to take him to somebody you trust, who has a reputation, and mother comes from a lineage of professors and clinicians, and like, what? So they take the boy downtown to the woman. Basically, he's with her. She's opening doors for him. He's in a school now where he's getting this. And so they're thinking he's excelling, because she's coming back and saying he is writing full sentences. He is communicating to her. And now, honey, he wants to go to a program for African studies. So, of course, they're looking and saying, oh my God, he is, you know, like, we knew it was in him. We knew this was in him. All we needed was for Dr. Stubblefield or someone of her status to tell us what we already suspected. He is more than his cerebral palsy. And guess what? At the end of the day, he is. But going through this book that he went through with them was, in my opinion, a play on people's emotions, on their hopes, on their dreams, instead of it just being the reality of this. The reality is he's a nonverbal. He has cerebral palsy, and it was something else he had. Hold on, let me see what. Okay. So after Miss Stubblefield offered them this hope to help Derek, who at this point was 28 years old, they started using a keyboard with an LED screen to type. And with her assistance is holding his arm till he started taking a class at the University for African Studies. Now, mind you, this woman, Dr. Stubblefield, is married. She's married and got kids. She's married to a black man who at the end we're going to talk about. She's working with him day in and day out. And here's the thing that bothered my ass. I don't know if I'm assuming or what. The mother and the brother can come down in the chat and let me know. But the thing that bothered me was you don't give or what give your child to somebody 24/7 and you ain't supervising. I'm trying to tell you, you in the room. You in the room. And I believe a lot of stuff was going on without them being in the room. I didn't stop going in the room with my daughter until I legally couldn't do it no more, bitch. And she was like, I want my privacy on this. Like that was at the age. Every time she got a shot or anything else, I was in the room. If I had any criticisms, I would say that is it. But they were so hopeful and believed and trusted this woman. Sometimes, y'all, in life, we are projects. We're projects. We ain't even gonna go down a list of how many times Black people have been projects. Now, she got a Black husband. I ain't mad at her because I'm down with this world. I date outside of my race. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't have no hangups, no hiccups. You love who you love. I don't care what it is, right? But this had a fetish, in my opinion. But we're going to go ahead on and try to go through this right without me flipping out. Because, honey, I'm telling you, I'm ready to go off. I was trying to keep it cute. I can't keep it cute. Only thing I can do is be myself. She said that while they're working together, right? She had started taking him to different conferences and stuff like that. And his brother, John, had mentioned that when they would go to these different conferences for him to speak, you know what I'm saying, about, cerebral palsy and all of that kind of stuff. He was saying that, it was a white space. He said that his brother was a pioneer. He was one of the first Black people who ever got to attend alone, have a discussion or type something out to do this, right? So they proud because he is getting his PhD and, the brother is pursuing his bachelor's degree. This is something that, that Don said that the brother wanted. So they were fucking proud, right? They was proud. But her and her mama got him going and traveling all over the place. So she is spending a massive amount of time with him. And child, the next thing you know, bitch, I'm trying to tell you, this woman, I got all down. So there's another woman, her name, I believe, I gotta take that down. I believe her name is Never. And she was like, let me tell you something. This lady is smart, but she a hoe. She was talking about, her speech impediment and how she believes that if you can't communicate, life is just completely over, right? And she was behind Dr. Stubblefield at first because she was one of the ones who started working with her, on the FC and all of that kind of stuff, right? I'm telling at the end, she was like, oh, hell no. Her mother, Dr. Stubblefield's mother, was on there, talking big trash. Y'all, this thing gets weirder. Y'all ready? Let's go. So all of a sudden, he starts taking his class. They're in the class, and they show him, about the diaspora of slavery, right? And in there, they all needed to talk about it. Well, he had wrote something down, according to her, being assisted by her, right? He's typing this out. She made a suggestion while he was sitting there and told him, what you're saying, I think you need to say it another way. So when it's his turn, Of course, he's nonverbal, and she's saying he's typing and communicating with her on the keyboard. So when he goes to say something, when she says something for him, she changed his speech around, and she said that he put in the thing, never, never, ever, ever, don't you in your whole fucking life change what I said. So we on this ride. Bitch, when I tell y'all we on a ride, we on a ride. She said that they were at a forum. This is Dr. Stubblefield. Let me bring her up here so y'all can remember what she looked like in case y'all see her downtown on the street some damn where. And she's trying to tell you something about your kids. So she tells us that they had asked a question about what you want in your life. She said that he said he want him a wife. He want to love. He want this. He want that. Now he's typing this out. But I ain't seen it. They didn't show it to me. But I said, okay, I digress. Bitch, back up. She said she wanted to tell him the love, the marriage, and all of that stuff you want, you can have that with me. Bitch, you're married. You're married and got kids. She said she did not want to cheat on her husband. She did not want to not be with him. They was having problems, but it wasn't to the extent that she was ready to go. But honey, let me tell you something. Everything you do starts in the mind. So when you already was laying up there with that boy on that daggone keyboard, she said she wanted to tell him, you can have all that with me. What kind of fool la la is that? So after that, a couple of days go by and she makes a decision. They have a conversation. And she said that this motherfucker told her, girl, y'all. She said that he told her something. She brought up the fact that she does what she does for him, not because she's a scientist, not because she's a professor, not because she's Dr. Stubblefield and she's worked with thousands of clients before, not because she is employed at Rutgers University, but because she loves him. And he said, I know, I love you too. And then she said that this nonverbal 28-year-old man told her to kiss him. But he at home still pointing at you. Why wasn't none of this communication going on at the house? Because if he want a hot dog, he need to be able to type hot dog. So they talk to other people about facilitated communication. They say that facilitated communication, referred to as FC, is assisted typing or supported typing. It is widely scientifically discredited. It is a widely scientifically discredited method used to assist people with communication disabilities. The practice typically involves a facilitator physically supporting a person with disabilities as they type on a keyboard or point to letters and pictures in an effort to help them communicate. According to a position statement by the American Speech Language Hearing Association, acronym ASHA, there is no goddamn scientific evidence of the validity of FC. They cited extensive evidence that suggests messages that emerge from using this technique are from the facilitator and not the person with the fucking disability. And that's why when she said that she sat in there with the African American study that he was doing and she changed his word, she was talking for him. AFHA said, we ain't got to do with this. Don't put us in this booth. Don't put us in here. We putting a statement out there, bitch. They said the American Psychological Association and Association for Science and Autism Treatment are among the other organizations that said we ain't got it to do. We ain't got it to do. That's some bullshit. And don't put our name in it. We ain't got to do with that. They said, they went on to say, August Perner said, communication is power. We have a moral obligation to take it incredibly seriously when it's either missing or when it gets hijacked. She's sitting up there telling the family that this daggone guy is in love with her. She in love with him. And bitch, he is pointing. She downtown to the family, going to church, coming down to the family house. Bitch. While mom and them gone to church, she's laying out a mat, a blanket, and she getting busy with their son. Because he done typed on a mother keyboard. Bitch, don't let me find a keyboard around here. Bitch, do I got a keyboard? Bitch, do I got a keyboard up in this month? Yes, you know what? What we not gonna do? Hold on. Do I got is it a keyboard? Bitch, it's a keyboard in here. Hold on, let me get this goddamn keyboard. Here we go. Bitch. Batch. What's on here? What's going on? She's saying that this month is using the keyboard. Yeah, I want you to up in this. I know you lying. I know you telling a lie. He done told you to go down to the Walmart and get a exercise blanket. I mean, an exercise mat. And he like this up on that house. And while his mom and them gone to church, you down there with the son. So much so that the brothers, oh my God, I gotta calm down. I needed to get it. I know you lying. Bitch, I know you lying. And they gonna sit up there and tell a parent, call a mama, and tell a mama them that he love her. They said, oh no, he getting the fuck up out of here. We can get him up out of here. She started going behind their back. They withdrew his ass out of there. She started going behind their back and telling the people, you know what, the mother and them crazy. They incompetent. They ain't taking care of him or nothing. And this month is in a diaper. But he can sit there and it ain't no shade on him. He got a legitimate disability. And this woman, in my opinion, took total advantage of him and his family. They sitting back thinking, the brother's like, I'm getting my PhD. He's getting, his mother's like, I did see a change in him and stuff like that. And she over there talk about he in love with her. And she got the audacity to call her black mama. She called her black mama. And told the black mama that she won't treat her son right. Bitch, they got in the car. They was going to a conference and mama had time that day. And they was in the conference, honey, in the car. And the mama had her good old Southern gospel music on. Well, guess what? Anna ain't like her music. Anna switched the channel to classical. Bitch. Mama said, don't you and change that channel back. John said that when he was kicking it with his brother, that he was like, I can't wait till we get home, kick back and drink a beer. Oh no, he drinks wine. It's bad enough that she said he doesn't want to be called Derek anymore. I asked him what he would like to be called, and he told me Demon. So she didn't change his name. Would he drink? The mother said that she was cutting up some chicken for her son. And she told her, what are you doing? Don't you give him no chicken. He's vegetarian up in this mother. The mother said, all my life, I've had to cook. And I've been cooking this baby pork. I've been cooking this baby chicken. And I've been cooking this baby liver and onions with gravy. Poured over some rice. But I ain't never sat there and sauteed him no vegetables in no pan up in this, unless it was for hamburger helper up in this. His blackness wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. So she started going and telling people when they when they tried to pull him out, oh, she was trying to dog the mother out there. Oh, the mother ain't, they trying to take him from me. The mother called her on the phone. They was like, we got to get this bitch. So she got the popo down to the house. Now, this family was very angry and desperate for help because of the power dynamic. This is a white professor putting stuff in documentation that this family is neglecting their child and not taking care of them. D-man. I said, does she know that when he put D-man, then he probably meant the man? I don't even believe he did that. So the mother and them trusted the police. And y'all know the relationships between African Americans and police. And they said, we're going to set this up. The mother called on the phone. Hey, how you doing? It's Miss Daisy. Hi, Miss Daisy. Now, mind you, D-Man ain't there no more. They done pull him out. She ain't seen him in a while. You know, D-Man's been walking around here. You know, some things are different with him. And, you know, he has been biting his hands and he's just acting a little off and everything. I really need to know what was going on with you in your relationship. I think he misses you. I miss him too. Not even 20 minutes goes by that I don't think about him. Now, mind you, she told her husband that she downtown to the mother was like, look, I mean, like he's really, I really need to know. Like, I need you to be straight up with me. How many times did you all have she said twice. The mother said, when? When did y'all have an opportunity to do this? She said, when y'all was at church. She, in her mind, literally came out her mouth and said, I thought that when the mother was calling me on the phone, that this was a door opportunity, this was a window open, and she was ready to invite me to the cookout, bitch. I just knew I was getting ready to get me some of that or macaroni and cheese and that potato salad, honey, with a burnt hot dog and a burger, honey. I knew I was going to have me some baked beans and some green beans, honey. I knew that I was getting invited to the picnic. So she sat there and disclosed all this stuff to his mother, not knowing she was being wiretapped, bitch. They was recording. She was like, she has finally come around and accepted this relationship. You have got to be really narcissistic and ignorant up in the kid, in my opinion, to think that this mother was going for the okie dokie with you and you was coming to the next cookout. You really thought that you was going to be downtown to the park, honey, dancing in Frankie Beverly and Maze? Honey, next thing you know, they came and picked her ass up. Right in the parking lot. Interrogated her. And the next thing you know, honey, she was getting a pink slip. But John had already went to her boss, the brother. Bring them up. He had already went to her boss downtown at the Rutgers and said, this teacher is doing inappropriate things with my brother. He said the head of the department told him, get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. Honey, they came and gave her a pink slip. She said while they was interrogating her in the van, they was out at her house tearing that mother up. And now all of a sudden her husband finds out that she being investigated for having a relationship with a man who could not consent. And when she sat there and had that conversation with the mother, unbeknownst to her, she was being recorded. She said, I had a good conversation with the mother because I didn't do nothing wrong. John has started talking about when he would change. Listen to what I'm saying, bitch. When he would change his brother's diaper, that they start seeing these marks and stuff on his back. Unexplainable marks and bruises. And he said that they was like, okay, where is this coming from? He said it looked like somebody had been dragging him. He said this woman, 150 pounds, evidently was downtown to the rug with a yoga mat, a blanket. He said when he went to talk about it, he cried. And y'all know black men don't like being vulnerable and crying. This brother cried throughout just to think about the things that happened to his brother. By Anna Stubblefield, who believed she did nothing and that he could consent. His mother said, that's my baby and he can't consent to anything. They had a doctor to come in and the doctor said, I evaluated him for 2 hours and he couldn't string a sentence together. The mother said that she had asked, who's the president? He said, and he pointed at Obama. They probably drilled that in him. He said there were simple things that he could do, but he couldn't string those sentences together. He said there was no way in the world that he could consent to having anything, any kind of relationship with this woman. The mother said she wanted to kirk out, and I know she did. Because as I was watching it, I wanted to kirk the fuck out too. This woman had been doing this to this boy, this man. And when they would challenge her, she would say, he's a man. He may be a man in every other way that you think, but honey, if his mind is a kid, and if his mind is a boy, he a boy. I don't care how big his is. She had power over him by her position. She tried to tell them that the mother was incompetent and was not properly taking care of her son. She even came to them and said that he wanted his own apartment. And bitch typed it up for him that he wanted his own place to stay in. Why? So she can go creeping up there and she can leave her husband. The mother said he ain't gonna know my where. He gonna do just like his brother John did. He gonna sleep in the basement. He can have independent living down there. This man is barely walking. And he damn sure ain't talking. And you got this daggone keyboard that you're saying He talking all of this, and my mother needs to give me my independence. Everything, John said, everything that made them black in the South, she was against it. The food, the custom, the music, everything. He said after a while, his mother said, I ain't got it to do. I'm going off on her. We got to get this. They pressed charges against her ass. She went to court. Her mother said, she ain't did nothing wrong. That's that woman over there. That's that mother. She sat up in there and told them people, not only his mother, who she thought that was accepting the relationship, she told the popo too. She said, because I ain't do nothing wrong. He was consenting. We was in love. We was in love. You were in love. And it wasn't even in love. It was control and power. She was convicted of 2 12-year consecutive sentencings, right? 2 of them. Hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can find out exactly what it was for. In 2015, Anna Stubblefield was found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree aggravated sexual assault and sentenced to 12 years in prison. In 2017, the former professor appealed and was granted her conviction revoked on a technicality. In her initial trial, the court had dismissed testimony related to facilitated communication. Stubblefield accepted a plea deal for a lesser charge and was released from prison after serving 2 years. They gave her time served. So when you watch this documentary, she's at home. During the sentencing, I wanted to read it. I had written it down. Let me see if I can find it. The brother gave a compelling statement. He said the following: 34, my brother's 34 years old, and we were told that we would not see his 3rd birthday. Those doctors and the devil are liars. My brother since has grown to become a loving person. He's a beautiful brother, and he is a beautiful son. I don't think I have understood the depth of pain she caused my family. She tried to lay claim to him and rename him. She tried to supplement Derek's life, a life steeped in control. His life was steeped, and aligned in the history and the culture of his God-fearing, Southern-rooted African-American family. She tried to plant some version of her life and the life she thought was better. She had the notion that she could change his whole life and that his life that he was currently living under the loving care of his mother and his brother wasn't. She had to change him. He said, let me tell you something, Miss Stubblefield. You are not a hero. He said, "You are not Sandra Bullock, and this is not The Blind Side. Derek is not some poor black kid from the ghetto that needs someone to save him. You were an able-bodied woman who raped a disabled young man that could not consent to sex. You committed a crime." And he said, "And there's no gray area." Before the judge sentenced her, her husband wrote the following: "Anna is a pathological liar and narcissist. She will stop at nothing to fool the court and seek vindication, regardless of the emotional and financial expense to her family or the victim's family." He said, "Clearly I am distraught, but this and the impact on my immediate family, I leave it to wisdom. And I leave it up to you, Judge, to determine a just sentence for that ass." From my understanding, she's a free woman, and she is now married to, or even dating, I don't know, another black man. Kat, I want to say thank you very much for sending this to me. Hold on, let me get her little whole name because I want to give my little cat some credit. Hold on. Cat Black, thank you so much for sending this to me, this documentary for us to cover. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for explaining it to me and giving me some days to think about it. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what y'all think about this. If you've watched it, if you have the intention of watching it, how do you think? What do you think about this? Y'all, this to me was utterly disgusting. She still says she did nothing wrong. But you took a plea. She said she did nothing wrong. The mother said, "Let me tell you something." Ooh, I don't know how that popped up there. The mother said, "Let me tell you something. I wanted to kirk out. I had to take a pause for the cause." She said, "Because that's my baby." And she wanted to sit there and judge me and how I raised my child. One last thing. When they wanted him to go up and testify, or they wanted to see him, they asked the mother to bring him up there. Now, mind you, he needs assistance. Her and her mother said that she intentionally made him look disabled. She intentionally tried to make him look like he could not walk unassisted. They said that the mother put on a show. And she said she didn't think she was even going to get convicted. Her mama said she knew. But his black mother, Miss Daisy, made a spectacle out of him and embarrassed him. What mother that loves her son so would ever do that? When they talked to that other doctor, he said he wasn't capable of doing much for himself. And let me tell you something. We will sacrifice for our kids. Period. He's going to need assistance all his life. And that mama going to be right there. Y'all, that is the end of my review. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, let me know downtown in the comments section what you thought about this. I love you all so much. And until we meet again, y'all be safe in the street and in the water. Bye, y'all.